times I've been tried and convicted by British authority of India, and many years of my life lie buried within prison walls. An eighth time or ninth, and a few more years make little difference. But it is no small matter what happens to India and her millions of sons and daughters. That is the issue before me and before you, sir. If the British government imagines that it can continue to exploit them and play about with them against their will, as it has done for so long in the past, then it is grievously mistaken. They have misjudged their present temper and read history in vain. I should like to add that I'm happy to be tried in Gorakhpur. The peasantry of Gorakhpur is the poorest and the most long-suffering in my province. I'm glad that it was my visit to the Gorakhpur district and my attempt to serve its people that lead to this trial. I thank you, sir, for your courtesy. And this is how Pandit Nehru concluded his now famous speech entitled, "Not I, but the British Empire is on trial." Now, if you analyze this speech, Arun, you will observe that Panditji displayed clarity of thought. He knew his priorities. He knew exactly what he wanted to convey. He also had a fairly good idea as to how the judge would react. But this is not what happened in your case when you asked for a lift. If you examined yourself, maybe you will realize that you were afraid to hear no from Archana. Maybe your ego would be hurt. But do you know the other side of the story?
Hi.
Hi Arun. Hello. You've come alone? Where's Radha?
Well, she's at home.
Oh, she's busy. Excuse me.
Nice food.
Excellent food.
Well, it's getting quite late. I wonder if we should be going home.
Yes, I think we ought to go home.
My goodness, it's midnight.
I believe you stay at Friends Colony.
Right?
That's quite close to Defence Colony.
Absolutely.
Well, I stay at Defence Colony. I wonder if you'd give me a lift home.
Not at all. I'm so glad you asked. Actually, Arun, I was feeling very apprehensive of going alone. You know how the city is now, how lonely it gets sometimes. By all means, let's go together.
That would be very nice. Come.
But that is not how it happened, Arun. You never took that lift. And as I said earlier, maybe you were afraid that she will say no. So your approach was non-assertive, unenthusiastic. It's very crucial that you are enthusiastic when you communicate something to somebody.
Have you seen Dilhai Ke Mata Nahi?
Of course. Sylvia.
What do you mean, of course? It was a
Mr. Rao. Rao.
Oh, once I had to wait for
Ravi.
Have you seen Dilhai Ke Mata
Sylvia,
Nahi?
Sylvia, just 1 minute. Sylvia, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Okay, what?
Mr. Gurunath is leaving at the end of the month. He's going to be retiring.
We know that.
Yeah, I know. That's why we are here. Don't you think we should have a party for him?
These official send-off functions really bore
No,
me.
you tell us what to do, we go and...
No, it's not a question of me telling you what to do. I thought that is why we were gathered here together, so that we could arrange some sort of a commemorative occasion for him, because he's...
No, yeah, it's just a small thing that is going on. Yeah.
Sylvia.
Maybe
No,
right.
how many letters? How many? You're going to come and leave.
A lot of confused talk about this. Listen, do you know this anagram?
He seems to be listening to me.
Listen, everybody. Let's have a party. Mr. Gurunath is leaving us. We have to have a party for him. He's done so much for us. So I'm sure all of us can get together and come up with some new ideas and have a real nice time.
Sure, why not?
A social occasion.
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, listen, I know this mimicry artist, his name is Habib or something. We can invite him and maybe...
Yeah, that's a great idea. Very
I'll
nice.
give him a gift.
Very nice. You got excellent choice. Okay, thanks. You choose it.
And I'll get the food.
Oh yes, of course, who else?
Please take everybody's orders.
And lots of
Or
food.
like some good food.
And lots of...
We have lots of fun.
Maybe you could arrange for class.
Whatever you say, ma'am.
Yeah,
whatever
that
you
would
say.
be really nice. We'll have something different, something exciting.
That's not a bad idea. I've been saying it all along.
But when...
Excuse me, Archana. I can't understand it. Why do people tend to ignore me when there is so much work to be done? On the other hand, look at you. When you talk to them, they behave so differently.
I can understand how you feel, Abu. This is not a reflection on you, only your lack of enthusiasm. You see, people, they respond to an encouraging enthusiastic approach, right? So if you want something done, or you expect others to do something, and you want to get immediate results, then you've got to add a touch of fire and inspiration. That's all.
Archana is right, Arun. It is very important in interpersonal relationships to sound enthusiastic as well as to make eye contact. The simple rule to remember in our culture when making eye contact is avoid making strong eye contact with elderly people and ladies, but with equals, make eye contact 40 to 60% of the time of the conversation. Now let us see what happens when somebody does make eye contact and when somebody does not.
See, we really have an opportunity to meet. So now that Mr. Gurunath is leaving, we thought we'd have a party and get together.
You know, it's hard in this sort of party to draw people's attention when I want to say something.
Well, Mr. Gurunath, how about the Shakespearean technique?
Hitchcock. What's that? Hitchcock used
You
to
see,
use
during the
quite
Shakespearean time,
the opposite
there was no
technique to get
public
his
address
point
system.
across. Do you know?
People would
do you
just
know
come
what
and sit
Shakespeare-
and watch the
do you know
play,
what Hitchcock?
and they were a bloodthirsty lot.
Do you know what Hitchcock
just
used to do to
gossiping
create
and
suspense?
laughing. So Shakespeare, he always used a particular technique
Hitchcock
to draw
used
their
to,
attention.
Yes, Hitchcock
Hamlet, for
used to
example.
make his characters.
You see, Arun, how Archana makes eye contact and holds the listener's attention. In your case, you are avoiding it. This is very important to make this eye contact and feel positive about yourself as well as others. If you do this, this will avoid lots and lots of misunderstanding in communication, because people will feel that you are interested in them.
Mr. Rao, you see what Hitchcock used to do? He used to make his characters whisper. So the audience, who was sitting relaxed in their seats, used to jump up and sit on the edge of their seats, because they used to think that now something is going to happen.
And why would they expect something to happen?
What do you mean, why would they expect something to happen? You haven't been listening to me. Why are you behaving so childishly? You're just behaving kiddish. Why are you being kiddish?
Who's being kiddish? What's kiddish?
You're being kiddish. I've been talking for the last 1 hour about Hitchcock, and you just haven't been listening. Hours and hours I've been trying to tell you something, and you just either haven't understood me or you just haven't been listening. It has to be one of the two. That is why I have been continuously telling you that you are being kiddish.
Who's being kiddish?
He's being kiddish.
So what? Let's all be kiddish. This is a party.
Yes, I know, but I was trying to explain to him about the great film director Alfred Hitchcock's techniques.
Mr. Rao, we have a thriller now, and the mystery deepens. We must try out Arun's theory and go and see a Hitchcock film. You're such an intelligent man. When you see everything on the screen, I'm sure you'll be so interested that you'll grasp it immediately.
Well, next time I see a film, I'll see it with new eyes, right?
Arun, be aware of how Archana successfully maintains her positive approach and conveys her point of view to others. You see, when you're positive, others will also respond positively. It's very, very important. And you have to convey this positive attitude by your total being, by your body language, by your voice, by your intonation, by your gestures and postures.
At least I've acquired a basic step in communication. Next time, I'll know how to take a lift.
Yes, Arun. This step will certainly help you in getting a lift, but it will also help you in other situations in life. Just remember, people are persuaded not by what we say, but what they understand we say and how they feel about what we say. If you just master this maxim, you will ignore and avoid lots and lots of misunderstanding and problems in communication.
Archana, your file.
What's happened? You're looking so worried. Sit down.
I don't know. I wouldn't have come here if it hadn't been so urgent. My daughter is very sick.
What's happened to her?
I don't know. The doctor came in the morning. He said that she had hyperhidrosis.
Hyperhidrosis? What's that?
I don't know.
Have you taken a second?
Hello? Could I speak to Dr. Chowda, please?
Good morning, Dr. Chowdhury. Archana here. Doctor, my friend's daughter has got hyperhidrosis and he's worried to death. Really? I'll tell him.